Ruth E. Carter has once again made history at Sunday's 95th Annual Academy Awards. She's become the first black woman to win 2 Oscars. Carter received the award for Best Costume Design for her work on Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Carter, who previously became the first black woman to win the Oscar for Best Costume Design in 2019 for Black Panther, dedicated her award to her late mother, who died recently at the age of 101.
And the Oscar goes to Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Ruth Carter.
Ruth Carter's first job in film was designing costumes for Spike Lee's 1988 film, School Days. Ruth Carter utilized 3D printing technology to create a crown and neckpiece for Queen Ramonda in Black Panther, Wakanda Forever.
Oh my God. Wow.
Beautiful work.
Wow. Thank you to the Academy for recognizing the superhero that is a black woman. She endures, she loves, she overcomes. She is every woman in this film. She is my mother. This past week, Mabel Carter became an ancestor. This film prepared me for this moment. Chadwick, please take care of Mom. Ryan Coogler, Nate Moore, thank you both for your vision. Together, we are reshaping how culture is represented. This is for my mother. She was 101.
For every film that premieres, there's a team behind the scenes who've made it happen. Everything from sound engineering to costume design. An integral part of movies is the character's hair and makeup, and one woman who excels in that field is Camille. She's up for an Oscar for her work on Black Panther. Well, she didn't get that. Rise Entertainment correspondent Kat Chiofia sat down with her and began by asking about the process of creating Angela Bassett's look in the film.
It's a combination of a long career and, just being focused in my career. It's a lot of luck and a lot of God. I always say, my career was made by God. Ultimately, he had the plan, because I wouldn't have planned it this great.
I don't think any of us would.
You know what I'm saying? So,
you can never imagine it.
You never can imagine it. So to be here and have this moment, I thought about, for years, I would love to be, have an Academy Award. I'd love to be nominated, and being so close to it 3 times that I was on the short list for the Oscar. So to be here and it actualized is beautiful.
I can imagine being shortlisted 3 different times. Obviously, Black Panther Wakanda Forever is not your first rodeo. You've worked in Captain Marvel, Captain America rather, but that was it, right?
Yep, Captain Marvel and Marvel.
Guardians of the Galaxy as well.
Yes.
So you've been around this space for a hot minute. You've worked in various projects. What would you say is that one thing that stands out for you every time you're on set working on these projects, which of course will be hair?
Right. For me, it's about the hair story.
Okay.
What is the hair story? What are we telling for each character? What gives them the hair story? What's their highs? What's their lows? What is going to make these characters iconic? And that's one thing, through Marvel, Black Panther, Wakanda is my 7th Marvel movie.
Okay.
So what makes that, what makes it iconic? And we're lucky that we work in the superhero realm, so we can create lots of iconic looks.
Yep. Speaking of iconic looks, Angela Bassett's look.
Yes.
Now that is an Oscar-winning look.
I think so.
Yes, I think so too. Tell me about working with her in the first place. She's, this is a great year for her. I saw something really sad yesterday. There was someone had defamed her name, put an offensive slang word on her Walk of Fame star.
Oh.
And I just thought to myself, she's nominated this year.
Right.
There's a lot of people who are not happy about that. But you're part of that success story because you created that look that everyone saw, everyone resonated with, and everyone loved. What was it like working with her?
First of all, Angela Bassett, I'm going to call her an American treasure. She is by far one of the best actresses I've ever worked with. She is smart, she's funny, she's intelligent. She's a wife, she's a mother, she's a friend. Like I consider Angie a friend. And the beautiful part about her is she's collaborative and she's giving. So, you know, most actresses on the first one, you show up and I'm like, hey Angie, I'd like to put you in some long, you know, white locks. It's like most of them been like, what?
Yeah.
She was like, well, Camille, let's explore that. So it's all along the way, it's always collaborative. And you know, she's always open to looking different. And I looked at, like, I remember the first time I looked at all of her looks. She's been in so many movies. I was like, I want to do something and create something that's totally different for her. So, you know, fast forward to a couple of weeks ago, I gave her the Lifetime Achievement for our hair and makeup union. Like being on the stage and just watching all the great work and all the women that she has represented in film is absolutely outstanding to be a part of her process.
You know, funny thing is when I saw her look, I was like, this is different. And it just went with the story that Wakanda Forever was telling. But you mentioned something right now, collaborative effort. The Oscars, of course, is just literally, I'm like, I need to hear your name, I need to scream, because it will be announced in the actual live telecast.
Yes.
Now, over the last, you know, there's been that conversation of, oh, let's do this while the red carpet is on, and then let's do others on stage. How do you feel knowing that, you know, this year they decided to change that, and that, for instance, your category is going to be announced? How did you feel knowing that last year, if you were nominated, you probably would not have been announced during the live telecast? What does that make you feel?
It makes me feel special because it shows, like, you know, hair and makeup, what we do is very instrumental to a film. We create the characters along with, of course, with costumes and other departments, but we are instrumental because when you're doing a close-up, you're seeing this. So we're instrumental in, you know, creating characters and creating stories, and we're filmmakers in our own right. So I feel like we have a right to have a seat at the table, and we have a right to be on the telecast.
Absolutely, and I cannot wait to see it. So before I let you go today, have you worked on a speech?
I do have a speech I'm working on.
So how long, like, you know, what's it looking like? Is it looking good? Are you nervous about it? Do you think you might just wing it before the start playing the piano?
I can't wing it. Plus, I mean, when we went to the nominee luncheon, one thing our president said, she was like, everybody repeat after me. We were like, what did, she was like, well, you have 44 seconds. So if it's 2 of you, you divide that up. If it's 3 of you, divide that up. So, you know, it's one of those things I've been practicing in the mirror, and I've been like timing. Am I good on my time?
Oh, wow.
Because, you know, I want to get it out there and I want to say it properly, but you got to be aware of the time.
100%. So now there's so many young people out there, and I'm going to definitely bring in my Nigerian ladies in this one. So many beautiful hairstylists, but I don't think anyone could ever imagine that being a hairstylist could even get you this far. So it's important to note that, listen, you had that passion. You spoke about how when you were younger, you spent a lot of times in salons, and this is it today. So this is an actual career for you. What would you say to young girls, to parents who are like, hair, that's not a career, that's like a hobby?
Right. No, career, like hairdressing is it's one of the oldest art forms. I'm a 3rd generation hairstylist. And the great part about it is when you are in this business, you can take what my uncle called the family business to the next level. And there's so many things to do in this career, and there's so many different levels, and there's so many opportunities. So if you don't have to work in the salon. If you don't want to, if you want to work in the salon, great. But there's so many different options within this, and people should know you can be here sitting talking about getting nominated for an Oscar by doing hair. So don't poo-poo it.